already sat down to inform you they don't have cash on them? Thank you. Be honest. This is what happens to us a lot. We feel like, well, we have money in the bank and that's kind of our safety net, but it really shouldn't be, because you are put in situations where cash would either be nice or it's a necessity. So on your surveys, which I do appreciate, I got a lot of feedback, and 20 out of 27 of you said one or more of these answers. You said that you dipped into your accounts because you were using that instead of cash. You said that you didn't know your balance offhand. If I were to ask you right now what your balance was, you probably wouldn't know it because you're using that instead of cash. And that you found it hard to save because you're always using your bank card, and how are you supposed to know what's on your bank card if you're always using it? So with that in mind, I'd like to talk to you about carrying at least $20 on you. It's a safe number, and it's something that we should all be doing. Carrying $20 on you will help you save and not spend money. You can play mind tricks with yourself. You can choose to only spend the $20 and pretend like the rest that you have in your bank account, or if you don't have anything, whatever, you're saving it or that you don't have it, so you only work with that 20. The advantages of only working with that 20 is you're monitoring what you're spending more closely. When you go to pay for something, you're getting less money back. You have to count it. You have to know how much you have on you. You might be thinking it sounds silly, but it's true. These are things that we do when we have cash regardless. You tend to imagine what will happen when you use the 20. It's more of a direct impact. It's a harder decision, let's be honest. And instead of asking why not, I can just swipe it, you're asking yourself, why should I buy this? You also, without knowing it, tend to weigh the long-term effects on the same level as the short-term effects. This means if you take out cash after you've already spent the 20, it's in your face what your bank account is, because you're going to take out cash. And if you're like me, you're not going to go to an ATM that's going to charge you. You're going to go to your bank and you're going to ask for a receipt, and you're going to see how much money you have left in your bank account. Carrying $20 ensures that you can do the things that you normally do every day, regardless of what may happen. FrugalDad.com observes that it's hard to convince people to carry cash. Most people cite, security concerns, convenience, and they're just not into carrying cash. Now that we all have plastic, we don't want to carry cash. But there are several good reasons for carrying cash. A lot of what people responded to on FrugalDad.com was that, what if my wallet gets stolen? If your wallet got stolen, wouldn't you be more concerned about your ID and your debit and credit cards also? Because a lot of these places, I know where I work, you can just swipe it and it doesn't matter what kind of signature you have, it's just like a formality. It's kind of like just being able to swipe and be done with it. So if your wallet got stolen, you're still faced with, a really big problem, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't carry at least $20 on you. So the site asks that for these scenarios, scenarios where only cash will do, what you should do. $20 is enough to cover tips if you go out. It's enough to cover small purchases. Have you ever been walking by and seen like a cute little antique shop? Like, some of them might not have a machine for your credit or debit cards, and some of the cutest things are in antique shops, just so you know. If your debit or credit card is not working in a certain machine, you're basically out of luck, This brings me to something that happened to me during the summer. I got a phone call. I was off from work that day and to go to the beach, and all I had was like my debit card, which isn't a problem because we all know they have those machines where you could just put in your card and you get like a Metro card. It's not a big deal. But they were out, and I didn't know that they were all connected. So I was able to get a free pass, like from point A to point B, but once I got there, the machines were still out, so my friend had to pay for me. It was a whole, like, you know, trying to figure it out. It was ridiculous. So that could have been avoided if I just had some cash on me, because the cash machines were completely fine. So it is possible for debit and credit machines to just not work. This is just like one example of something that can happen, and it's just something that we should all avoid. I just want to show you real quickly that this was Philip Bure's why it's good to carry cash. If you're buying something from a person rather than a business, tip, small purchases, vending machines, big deal here. They just started doing the swipe thing, and if you're not very careful and you don't press end vend, someone else could just go and pick something. It's not a good idea. So. So it makes sense to carry cash. I hope you all just decide to make that improvement, and I know I'd be lost if I didn't carry cash.